that we had all these Ford touring cars putting down from Chicago. This was dangerous. The tires weren't that good. The tires would blow out. Maybe some Indians would jump out from the woods and rob you. I don't know. But they said it'd be a good idea to protect the tourists. So what did these Polish do? They built a shrine to St. Christopher right here on the right. And this was intended to protect the early tourists. You could stop here and get a St. Christopher's medal right here from that shrine. And they would go chinking against your steering wheel as you chugged down the Dixie Highway, and maybe it gave you some protection. Notice that the modern church was built without windows. It has no windows at all. It's the only Catholic church I've ever seen without windows. And I asked them why, and they said, oh, we had boys that threw potatoes. Well, I think fundamentally they were just too cheap to buy stained glass. But the church has no windows. But they do service in languages. In other words, you can hear services in different languages. And I believe they do one in Latin. I'm pretty sure of it. But anyway, this is St. Mary's, the modern church, which is very cool. And if you want to meet some great people, come down here on a Sunday, and they're delighted to show it to you and take you around. And it's really worthwhile. Now, I said this became kind of a religious center because in 1988, the Carmelites arrived here. Now, they came from Mount Carmel in the Middle East, and they go back to the time of to Jesus Christ. And they are dedicated to poverty. They have absolutely no money. They wear brown robes. They're noted for missionary work. And they showed up here in 1988 with absolutely nothing because they have nothing. And this is an illustration to me of volunteerism. I did business for about 40 years in France. I had a French partner, and his name was Baliosian. And he said, Monsieur Ryan, how much does a volunteer make in America? And I said, well, Dick, I don't think you've got the concept. But you know, volunteerism just about built this county. And a lot of these dedicated people who would have a dream, and this is an example of it. The Carmelite fathers showed up. They got all these dedicated people giving their money, their time, and they said, well, let's build this Stations of the Cross like the one over in Holy Land. And they did. And this place is in constant construction. I mean, every time we come here, there's something going on. It just never fails. There's I don't know if you know the story from the Bible about the camel going through a narrow gate. Well, we do this with a bus, and sometimes we've left some mirrors lying on the. It depends on our driver here. If he has the courage, we do have permission to go through this gate. And this is normally a walking tour. It's a quarter-mile walking tour, Stations of the Cross. And to me, it's an illustration of volunteerism because, remember, every bit of this is built with volunteer money, volunteer labor, and it just never ends. And there are people all over Flagler County with dreams just like this. Inhale. Oh dear. We can get in. This is like a roach trap. We can get in, but we may never come out.
Like Hotel California.
Anyhow, just enjoy this because it is staggering, and it changes every trip we make.
Oh yeah? Yeah, back there. See the gate? Yeah.
It's never the same. There's always someone here building, constructing.